What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. What's up, Meelz?
Hey man, there's this fly in my house that's been living with me for like 2 days, and I haven't, um, for the purposes of like this public thing, I haven't escorted it off the premises.
Yeah,
So,
you can't say kill it on there. On there.
can we? Are we supposed to? Are we supposed to publicly admit that we kill flies?
I don't think Peter's listening. So yeah,
All right, cool. I don't know if PETA if flies go under is under like the PETA save list. Um, But yeah, it's been annoying the shit out of me. There's like it's like young flies, like YN flies, like the ones that just be darting around. The older ones that've been hanging out a lot. They're a little bit slower and stuff like that. But this
they
one
just
just
got their wing. They just got their wings.
yeah, he's like darting around. Like this shit is crazy. But nonetheless, I feel good. It's warm again in New York City for whatever reason. Um, but I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. AC's back on. That was a rough
Ooh,
week last week. It actually the AC being off actually pushed back Black Print from being recorded last week. So for everybody that follows the Black Print, we are recording tomorrow. So there's going to be a new episode this week of the Black Print. Me and Mark are going to be on. So sorry about that. We took like a little hiatus because Mark. We'll talk about it on the show, but Mark, a really great thing happened for him. So we were taking a break for that. But
come on
um,
now.
we're
Great
back.
things.
We're back, and yeah, we'll be recording a new episode coming out this week. I just didn't have any AC. That shit was hell. It was hellacious. It was
Listen,
awful.
I'm currently it's about 90 degrees. You've never recorded a podcast until you've recorded it without air conditioning in 90 degrees, sweating your ass off, pausing the mic every now and then to try to find yourself and then come back. So, just when you're 405 episodes in, you just, you roll with the what is it called?
The punches?
I guess so, yeah, or
Yeah, there you go.
whatever the environment. Um, but we're not here alone.
No, no, we're not.
You want to
We have a
introduce our
special
guest?
guest. We have a
There
special
you go.
guest. My best man, or one of my best men. I have best guys for my wedding, but he has been someone, and we'll talk about it here today. He's been someone who's been following the product. He's been reviewing the product. He's been someone that has been really kind of back on. I would say he's really back in on everything, and he is my brother, my best friend, Pat Pafifi, on the show. What's up, Pafifi?
It's Pafifi night.
Bet you gotta say
It
baby.
Sorry, it's a baby, of course.
Yeah.
it's also my co-host from Mount Silver, our
Oh
bi-yearly
yeah.
podcast that we do.
I didn't know if you guys still did that anymore.
We do it. It's
Now,
just
now it's just me for 30 minutes telling Meelz to play a fan made game on insane mode.
listen, people love Mount Silver. People love talking about Pokemon. So we still do it. It's just that, the ZA has not been that, exciting to talk about. So I'm waiting for more news to build up so we can fully get into the ZA. You know what I'm saying? The ZA of it all. TCG has left my phone. It is currently on the status of being Pokemon TCG is it's got the little cloud around it.
Oh yeah, where it says
Oh,
you,
the
you can come
cloud
back if you
hurts.
want to. I stopped playing it too. I play Shadowverse now. That's my new card game.
Okay.
Um, but no, I don't play that anymore. Not at all.
No, no, it happens to the best of us. I want to ask you guys because over the last week I've thoroughly enjoyed this King of the Hill
Oh yeah,
revival. I don't know, what do you call it? Like continuation,
it's a
revival?
continuation. It's officially season 14, so it's just a new season.
Okay. All right. The new season of King of the Hill, which comes like 12 years, 13 years after it actually ended.
It might be
Really,
even. It might be even longer.
I think it's long. I think it's actually. I
probably
think it's like 14 years or something like that.
Yeah,
it's really good. Like they needed that like 14-year break to be honest with you, because I remember the last number of seasons of King of the Hill was kind of like sketchy. It still had some good like weird shit going on, which I love. Um,
Well, you know what
but
happened?
they were
It
going
was
through that thing where they were like canceled and uncanceled in different networks and stuff too. I think.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
and also just in terms of just like the topics, King of the Hill really thrived when America was at its most kind of like turbulent. So like we were out of the Bush era, and so it was like there wasn't really nothing for them to talk about anymore. Like, they had to like make
No.
up a lot of stuff.
They made up the I remember the specific episode. I remember I was like, "This isn't really the King of the Hill that I like anymore," was when the grandmother played by Betty White tried to die in Hank's house because
Yeah.
she owned the house beforehand. So she was like, "This is the place I wanna die," and he's like, "No, you can't die in my house." So she's, like, going around the house, like, hiding. It's like this, like, pseudo horror movie of you just pop on her and she's trying to die, but, they're like, "Get the hell out the house."
This is
And
the best
then
show ever.
it is. And then everyone's like, "Just let her die in the house, Hank."
Hank, the great thing about the show being back, I haven't seen it, but just yet, but Justin has said it's great.
Oh,
Hank is the fictional uh conservative guy who will vote with a good heart if he just hears the right argument.
Yeah, pretty much. Like even in this, and I won't give too much away for people who haven't seen it. It's on Hulu now. Well, Hulu will be Disney soon, but we'll talk about that later. Um, is that like it is very much like Hank is still very much like Bush era Republican, but it's like him finding out now that like his era Republicans are not that anymore. And like that is one thing that he has to reckon with is like there's a really good episode where he figures out what people really like the newer Republicans think of like George W. Bush. And he's just like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Like the conspiracy theories, all of this other stuff. Like it's so good. And I think like there's an earnestness and the sincerity about the show that you don't really get in many shows of its type right now.
No,
And I
yeah.
or
think
ever.
or ever, yeah, and it's still there, and it's like the way that the show moves now is like, Bobby was never like Bobby would be like the C plot most of the time, and
Hmm.
then like Luann would be like the D plot. Bobby's like very firmly like another protagonist on the show because like there's not a lot for Hank to do because he's retired in the show. So
Yeah.
like a lot of times he's really relegated to the B plot and Bobby's the A plot, and I think that's a really interesting um um structure of the show, but there's a lot of really good continuity moments. Like Bobby gets a lot of growth, and I'm almost done. I think I'm on episode 7. And it's just so good, man. It's a
It
really really
is.
good season.
Shout out to them also including more black people in the show.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
Keith David,
because
Keith David is in it. Did you know Pat the whole premise of why Hank came back and why he left?
I didn't he go to like Dubai or
Well,
something?
yeah, he goes to Saudi Arabia to
Okay,
work on commercial propane tanks out there, and, it's a really great gag when one of the guys who he used to work for calls him and says, "I will give you a gun if you come back." Like,
that's
um,
amazing.
but, he like, Keith David's character is actually living in his house while they're gone, and he actually stays around. He pops in and out sometimes, but, he's on the show as well, and he's fucking hilarious.
he it's so good, and the random episode, the random, like, they still got it. I guess, you realize how much you miss things even through, like, the changes that are obvious on the show with, like, Dale's voice actor,
Yeah.
and of course, like, I don't even know if she was in really the final seasons, but Luann's not in the show, right? So,
Luann, no, she
yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember if she was in the last seasons because I remember Brittany Murphy actually passed away, I think, while the show was airing. Um, so I don't know if she's in like the final seasons was in the final seasons. I just remember it being a lot about like
Well, no, I think
cotton
I think she was in the final season. She had finished she passed away in 2009.
2009.
So in the final season came out 2010, so I think she did finish her stuff.
It's
Right.
been so
But
long, man. That's crazy.
I know, right? Like it's crazy. Like
Because
look.
remember in the last season before it got canceled, she had a baby.
Oh, right, right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. So yeah, she's not in it. But overall, I mean, the show it's really, really good. Like the writing is still on point. The awkwardness is still there. Everything the way a plot will turn left on you, like the plot of Bill has
Oh
another
god.
group of friends.
Oh god, bro, Pat, please, we can't spoil this, but
I'm not gonna spoil it.
it's a Black Barbershop episode, Pat. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he has another group of friends, and it's just The whole episode is funny now that I think about it again and just the absurdity of it all. But it's
It
really, really
goes it
good.
goes totally left. It goes 100% left. It is again, it is I'm glad that they brought it back. I'm praying that season 15 is on the horizon. But it's really good. It's
Yeah.
really, really good.
One
That's
of the
for
few shows, yeah, that I'm glad because when they brought back Futurama like 2, 3 times, I'm like, I don't know, the jokes just kinda ran out, especially by, like, season 4 of it.
But this is
Uh,
Mike Judge. He brought back Beavis and Butthead, and they're still funny. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they I don't have to worry about Mike Judge because he still got it just in general. Like, he getting bags from all types of networks now. He getting it from Fox, he getting it from CBS, all that shit.
HBO.
HBO, yep.
Mm, good for him. Shout out to that. But
Yeah.
great show, great show, great show. Um,
One of the all times.
absolutely. Is there anything else anyone's been watching before we get into this wrestling stuff that they'd love
No,
to talk about?
I actually wanted to ask Pafif, like, what made him get back into the life? I think a lot of
Uh,
people, like, would be really shocked, like, to know that you're, like, really back into it like
I
this.
mean, back into it. This I've never been into it like this.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I was like, "What?"
I mean, I only watched wrestling as a kid, like very, very peripherally. And then I started going to PWG shows with Justin in I don't know, probably 10 years
10 years
ago
ago.
now.
Yeah.
And we were going to those basically right up until the lockdown.
Mhm,
And then I went to a couple manias, and I, started going to Justin's house for PLEs or pay per views or whatever. I have no idea what the difference is. But
Branding is a
and
difference.
then yeah. I mean when Raw uh came to Netflix, I started watching that. And then after a few months, I started watching SmackDown. And then after a few months, I started watching NXT. And then after a few months, I started watching TNA. So,
No,
yeah.
our Discord, like, there's a small, and I mean it's a capital S small contingent of people who would really, like, love to hear that you crossed the line to TNA. They're in love right now.
It's I mean, I love it. What can I say? And I mean, I did, against, my better judgment, obviously, I did try, with AEW, but
Yeah.
uh, then I just was like, well, why would I watch this instead of NXT and TNA? So I stopped watching it.
great questions to ask, by the way. Just great internal dialogue. It was
I
like, "Well,
thought,
why?"
I thought, like, I mean, they have some. I mean, you guys obviously know this. They have some incredible wrestlers who I wish I were able to watch, like, in a different context, but that wasn't enough to get me over the fence to watch it every week.
Have you Alright, what moment do you remember from trying to watch AEW? Because 'Cause I'm interested.
Um, I mean, I wanted to watch it for honestly, really for Brody King,
Okay.
because I really like his band, and so I was like, all right, well, I mean, I watched this. I could take this from 4 days a week to 6 days a week. Who gives a shit? And so then I watched it, and it was just one. I mean, who this doesn't really matter, but like for being like the oh, this is the product that rivals WWE, blah 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 blah. It's like I mean I know WWE is one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world, but like AEW is really low rent compared to. It was like like that's why I
There
was.
are people, and you've seen this, Pat. There are people that would actually deny that they are low rent.
It doesn't. I mean, it looks like NXT. Like it looks like TNA. I mean, those like are a little more like homegrown looking. Like AEW has a little more like pizzazz than those, I would say, but not really. Uh, like not at all. And then honestly, the thing that really really took me out of it was I thought that Tony Storm was really really cringy. Uh,
Huh.
and I just couldn't really, I wasn't that I think that appearance, I was like, "Oh, the on pa" I said this to Justin, I was like, "On paper, this is really good." In execution, I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's usually where it kind of lies. I thought you were going to talk about the Riders thing.
Well, that's the
And
thing. People got to remember, Pat like writes scripts for a living. You know what I mean? Like he's worked on TV shows. Like the Tony Storm stuff, it would seem really hackneyed and like really hacky to like most people that like do things like that. Like it's because the thing is like I always felt like she could be written better. I always felt like the puns they have
The whole
their
thing is like it's like kind of it's like broad, but then like it's she's also kind of like foul mouthed a little bit. Like I I I don't know.
you could tell a man's writing it. I think with Tony
Yeah.
Storm, like, that's my whole thing with her.
Well, hey, I heard they have more control over their characters and promos.
yeah, they do. It's there's a level of her getting into her character and kind of
But
like
then
diving
but
into
then
that.
then I then I see headlines that are like Tony Khan says Mercedes Moné has no say in her stories and he is in complete creative control. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here?
I think she has to an extent. I think she can pick her opponents. I think she can do her things. I just don't think that she picks the ultimate result of what happens. Uh,
Hmm.
and usually they skew towards her anyway, because to be honest, you paying a certain amount for someone, you should put them over big. It just kind of like makes sense to help make them a star, especially anyone that's even close to a star. I don't
Hmm.
think she has creative control, but I do think she has a lot of influence in the things that she does and the things that she says and the things that happen and all the other stuff like that. But I wouldn't say she's like Hogan level creative control of like Bash, what was it? Bash 90, what was it, 2000? 2000? Bash of the
Yeah,
Beach
Hogan.
2000? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think it's to that point. No, not
Hmm.
at all. So
But yeah, so I've watched I now watch many hours of wrestling every week.
wow. Did you
I
catch any of Unreal?
I have not caught any of Unreal yet. I honestly I don't I kind of don't want to watch it. Uh
Mm,
like I mean like I know like obviously I'm it's not going to ruin anything for me. I don't hold any like illusions about this stuff and I've been in writers rooms before, but also like I I I'm one of the writers who hates being in a writer's room. I mean, I don't hate it. It's I don't hate it in that it's fun and that the money's good, but I hate it in that I don't always play well with others.
mm,
And the thought of like watching people in a writer's room is a little bit like, well, I don't want to do that.
right. The writer's room is very like, especially on Unreal, it's very, they don't show the actual writers, they just kind of show the people who are in charge of what actually happens.
Yeah,
So it'll be like 8 folks, pretty much the head producers, the people putting together batches, Triple H, the executive producer of the show, and all these other things. And it's just like them kicking around ideas of like, what if we did this or what if we did that? Mind you, all men.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Hey,
all
it sounds like a writer's room.
yeah. And just kicking around ideas of like, we should have Chelsea Green win the Royal Rumble because everyone else eliminates her themselves before she actually gets in.
Yeah.
And stupid shit like that, you know.
Now,
So
do you think that stuff was filmed just for the show? And
I
like
think
it's just moments that wouldn't even have existed otherwise if they hadn't been filming Unreal?
I think they for sure whittled it down to the most, like, sexy bits where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're who like the who, what, when, where, and then the outcome, but nothing in the middle. Like, I think a
Mhm.
lot of people feel as though these are the only people that are in these rooms, and I can tell you with good authority, it is
yeah.
not.
Yeah, they're not.
There is a lot more people there. Like, there's even scenes where you see one of the women's writers, and then she's not in the writers' room, and people are like, "Well, I told you it was just them." I'm like, "No, like, they literally show you the woman writer, 2 of them, I think, from what I've seen throughout
Mhm,
the season so far. I think actually it might be one, but, like, but that's not how the room looks all the time. A lot of people are,
Yeah.
like, on the road with the talent a lot of the time. Like, it's not just their decision the whole time. So, like
Yeah. And I mean from the like it's only a handful of people, but from the writers that I've spoken to, it is like that. It is still a little like cloak and dagger type of thing. Like I don't think they're gonna roll all these people out for to do talking heads and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like probably maybe like 30 people will be in the space at once, or at least on some sort of conference, and I don't think they're gonna like we'll go around the table and just kind of tell us what's going on. We're checking in with your storyline.
Yeah,
What do you
because if
got
you
this
get
week?
30 people to do that, and then all of a sudden you really get some stories out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, our recap of Unreal will have to continue at some point in the future.
I haven't finished it.
Um, yeah, I know. I can tell. But yeah, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know. We got a lot of shit to talk about this week.
Yep.
Random assortment of stuff to talk about this week in the
Let's kick
world
it
of
off with
professional
the
wrestling.
let's kick it off with the big stuff here.
Of course.
WWE and ESPN announced a multi-billion-dollar deal.
The day the show came out last week.
Yes, this always happens, Pat. Big news always happens right after we talk about
This
the
is
show.
the what the I'm trying to think of like a Wikipedia page for this. This is like the podcaster's dilemma.
Yes,
Uh,
Yeah,
it really is.
it's such a thing.
it's
Um,
go ahead.
so basically, this is how. Well, let me just not even bury the lead here. The way ESPN announced this had people very upset last week.
Mhm.
I was asleep and I woke up to like all of this going on, and I was like, "What is going on?" So like, I had to read the press release myself to figure out what the hell was going on because they announced it so shitty. But there's a 5-year deal that ESPN has inked starting in 2026 for WWE's premium live events to be available exclusively on ESPN Plus, and that means that
No,
it
not
was
ESPN Plus, ESPN, because ESPN Plus is actually a different thing, believe it or
yeah, it's
not.
on both. But it was announced. It's announced as Plus, but they in the fine print the simulcast is ESPN. So Plus is the exclusive streaming home for the PLEs, but they will simulcast
Ah,
on the linear channels. So it technically, yes, it is ESPN Plus because that is what they paid for. But they will use that to then simulcast the events on ESPN.
So
So
basically, if you have YouTube TV or cable, you just turn on ESPN and watch the PLEs like normal.
yes, because it will be on I think ESPN 2 or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
So
From what I heard,
essentially,
they haven't solidified deals with all the carriers yet. So thus far, it's really only the cable ones. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if they solidified it or specifically outwardly said YouTube TV yet, because they're still working things out with all the carriers for certain things. This is
yeah.
just
So
what I.
like Charter, DirecTV, Fubo, Hulu Live TV, and Verizon Fios will automatically have access to that and the WWE content. I don't think it's very far fetched to think that YouTube TV will also get it with the way that they're fucking jacking up prices for that shit. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
I assume by January when this thing rolls out, we'll have it by then. But
I
Yes,
it's
can't
launching at
believe
least.
I
Go
can't
ahead.
believe the infographics telling me that I was going to have to spend $1,900 a year to watch WWE were wrong.
so so in terms of the other things that were involved in this deal, so WWE's rights deals are a tangled octopus, a tangled mess of things, right? You got NXT on CW, you've got Raw on Netflix. That's the simple
When
one.
I asked you how to watch NXT and you told me it was on the CW, I had to take a walk.
It's yeah, it's not really available anywhere else.
I mean, seeing the meals when I tell you like I like when I'm watching SmackDown, I have to text Justin. Literally, I text him more about the commercials than about the show because it's like the only time in the world I see commercials, and
Yeah.
they just make you feel like you are from another planet.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
then it happens on the CW as well. But
Oh, CW
it's
is completely different.
CW
yeah, yeah,
CW
yeah,
commercials and CW shows commercials are like AMC when you'd watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Like
yeah,
I've never heard of these shows before in my life. I've
yeah.
never watched them.
Raven
Um
Simone is hosting a trivia show.
Bro,
I was
they
like,
they
what?
could they could bring back Dan's 360, and I'd be like, "Okay, yep, that makes a lot of sense." So, Raw on Netflix, CW has NXT, SmackDown remains on Peacock and USA. So, like, I can't see in my lifetime them never having a relationship with Universal, but the rights for the library on Peacock are actually leaving next year, I believe. So we're
Mhm.
gonna be doing this whole song and dance again in a couple of months.
Yeah, it looks like just based on how they've been I think a lot of library stuff is going to end up moving to, like, YouTube. I'm
Yep.
not sure though.
Hey,
Like
I think go to ESPN. I think the Peacock. When I if I like if I come home from work and I want to start watching one of the PLEs, it's fucking only about half the time can I actually go to the main page on the Peacock app and like click watch this. Like a lot of times you can just go to the page of the pay per view and
Yeah.
all you see is the menu page. The app sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think ESPN's app is any better, to be honest with you.
Fair, fair.
Like, ESPN's app might be even more terrible because, to be honest with you, they haven't really updated their like UI thing since it became an app.
Hmm.
And there's not much like I try to go look for whatever basketball game is on currently, and I have to like click 3 times to really like, okay, scroll through. Where is this? It's still playing golf. Where's the game? Oh, the game's not actually on it. It's on Peacock or
Yeah.
something along those lines. Like, it's not like really the best either, but
What's the best streaming like services UI y'all in y'all's opinion?
whew,
Well, before like after we do this, it's a good way to pivot into the Hulu shit real quick. But because it's not them. So I'm not shedding any tears. But
Not them either. They're dead,
uh,
by the way, next
yeah,
year.
we'll get to it. Best is I think UIs in general have kind of sucked for the last like I don't know 5
Decade.
plus years at least. Yeah, maybe 10. Like whenever they started, like whenever your search could like start autofilling and updating live, that's when UI started to suck, I think. But
the one thing I hate about the Netflix one you talk about autoplay is when like you scroll over a show and then it starts playing the
Starts
show.
oh
playing
my god, I
uh,
hate it. I hate it.
And I'm just like, relax. I'm not trying to. The button won't
It
move.
it cuts the chances I'll watch whatever it is in half at least.
Oh my
I
god.
can't really think of the best
HBO is
streamer.
kind of good. Net
I hate Netflixes. I really
I
don't like
pre- I
I
prefer
it
Netflix.
it it is very hard to figure out what the fuck Netflix actually has with the way that they have that shit set
This is
up.
That's
true.
true. Yeah, that's
That's
true.
true.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Like,
That's
you could
OD
just
true.
keep hitting right the whole time, like, is it ever gonna end? And then when it ends, it's like, "Wait, that's all y'all got?" But then it's like,
Yeah.
"No, that's not all we have. You can search more things." Like,
Yeah.
it makes literally no sense what they have out there. I feel like their
Uh,
What about it?
algorithm is broken because,
Di
like,
Disney's is bad too. 'Cause the only things I watch on Disney Plus are Andor and The Simpsons, and every time I open either one of those things up, it has no idea where I am in the show.
yes, I do not like Disney Plus either, and there is a possibility that they actually do end up moving some of these PLEs to that service. Like, it could happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Hulu is now being folded into Disney Plus, it'll now be Disney
But, like,
Plus.
it already was, right? Like, what are people so upset about? It was already all the same shit.
I think a lot of it is change, and I think that speaks to, like, a larger thing, but I think Hulu was always kinda like the redheaded stepchild, like, in the merger.
Mhm.
You know, they grabbed it, and it was kinda like, it's on Disney Plus, it's a widget on Disney Plus, you know what I mean? So, like, it doesn't even
Yeah.
really have respect on there, and you don't really get, like, the full Hulu experience. I actually do like the Hulu UI a lot,
Okay.
and
Mm,
now that's gonna be gone, and we won't have anything to look at there, but on the WWE side, there's a lot to say about this. I know that there's a lot of consumer outrage, a lot of viewer outrage. I think that I always go back to to that rights deal in 2014. We talk about this all the time, Meals, where they
mhm.
didn't get the money that they wanted, and since then they've rethought the way that they want to push this company. And I think that now, as convoluted as their network deals are, they're essentially trying to reach everyone everywhere.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you can't pay for Netflix, you can still watch CW or
In the
pay TV.
United States rather, for sure.
And
That
yeah, because I mean, I think I honestly feel like their rights deals are simpler, internationally. You can just watch it all on
It
Netflix.
is. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
That's
That
what
every
Netflix.
time they're like, "And on Netflix internationally," I'm like, "Well, fuck you."
But
That
the thing is
blows mine so much.
that's not how it works here though, Meals. Like that's literally not
I
how it works.
know,
Like
but it's like
they can't do
everything
that.
you can watch. If I lived in France, I could just watch everything on one app.
Yes,
Like,
but the way that these rights deals work out is very different here than it is over
of
there. Like
course, yeah, for sure.
it's not like a cure all. So like I get it on that sense, and I get them. They've been cushy with ESPN for a very long time. They've wanted this for a very long time. Their appearances
Mhm.
on McAfee show, they had ESPN there for Mania all weekend this year. To them, this is a net W because you know what? They're in the house of mouse. That's where they
And
wanted to be.
and further legitimizing them as an actual entertainment or sports entity,
Yeah,
into the eyes of people who don't necessarily watch. So it's really about improving the
visibility, the
yeah,
conversation.
And it's
around
not like
wrestling.
watching sports in general now is like a pain in the ass. Like, you never know what channel it's on.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because now you see that Peacock there's another part of that shoe, right? Is that Peacock was able to give up, the PLEs because they're getting NBA. So now, and again, like no one's forcing anybody to pay for any of these things. Okay, like if you want to fucking go pirate it, that's fine. You're a very small majority of people that will be
Yeah,
doing that.
and that's it's not difficult to do that. Like,
Right.
And I think that they're fully confident, and they should be, that people are going to pay for this. Like, regardless of what anyone says about it, people are going to either pay for the 30 or they're going to get cable to do it. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, it's gonna essentially just be like that. Like, I think people just need to come to terms with the fact that like this company is too big to kind of fail at this point. You know what I mean? Like they're pretty much gonna do what they do, and they're too tangled in these rights deals. Like the only
It's
thing that kind of almost stopped them was the Vince McMahon case. You know what I
it
mean? Ever since then, it's been a green light. They've been able to get whatever the fuck they wanted
well,
since then.
speaking of that, not really, but, like, it's like when people complain about, like, seeing the Slim Jim logo on the tables. I'm like, have you seen any other sports product in the world? Like, it's worse
Well,
than this
well, here's
almost
the thing though.
everywhere.
That's the thing too, Pat, is that like a lot of people that comment on wrestling only watch wrestling. And I
Yeah,
think
I
that's the
mean,
that's the
yeah,
main thing, and I think that's where a lot of the complaints come from is people who, like, primarily watch wrestling as their main form of entertainment.
yeah,
There is possibility that there's an overlap with people that want to watch football, want to watch basketball, want to get their sports center, and want to watch wrestling in the same thing. They're
Yeah,
mhm,
for
banking on
sure.
that they're banking on that being a thing. That's why it makes sense for them to do this.
mhm.
Now, I'm not really quite sure what I'm gonna do as far as the PLE shit. I'm gonna wait and see what they're talking about with YouTube TV, see if there's going to be some sort of alternative. But I think the major thing here, and this goes into another part of it, where UFC, another company within the TKO umbrella, just got
Oof.
a $7 billion deal to be broadcast on CBS stations and Paramount Plus for the
Yeah,
next decade. I think
Ugh.
really the
Yeah.
conversation here is pay-per-view is dead.
mhm,
Pay-per-view as a platform is dead, and I think that is very problematic for companies like TNA, for companies like AEW that rely on pay-per-view revenue. All it takes is really one thing to catch, and a lot of people will move on. Like
yeah.
VOD is already a thing. It's like
Well, I
pay-per-view
know
movies.
TNA is trying to get, I think, with either A&E or CW right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A&E, or they could realistically go to Peacock if they really
Yeah,
wanted to.
I I feel like, well, in terms of TV deal, I feel like we'll end up seeing them on CW because I'm assuming CW needs more of the live content. Like they see how things are going with NXT, see how things move in NXT, the synergy that it has with TNA. Hopefully, people who watch
Synergy's
NXT,
great. It's great.
right? The people who watch NXT will likely watch TNA also on
They
the
will.
CW.
I can tell you they will.
So um they'll do that, and then hopefully, because we also don't know where the NXT PLE rights will also end up. So it could end up staying on Peacock. And again, if they do stay on Peacock, TNA could also fold themselves into that. That's also a rumor there. I'm
Mhm.
looking at this. I'm like, damn, it's all closing in on AEW. Like you, if
Yeah,
this
there's
is
no there's
Warner,
there's nowhere to turn. There's really
yeah,
nowhere to turn. Like regardless of like I know a lot of people I say it's probably 50-50 or 60-40 on people that like this change or are just waiting and seeing. I think really the people that should be kind of like concerned is AEW
because it's
because
either there or Fox. Like, there's no,
and
there's no real.
Fox has no interest in wrestling at all. There's none of that on their networks anymore. Um, I don't know. I truly don't know. I feel like the Max stuff didn't really pan out to be anything.
It's still not on Max. I mean, the real appeal of this deal. Wow, didn't know I'd do that.
There we go.
Um, was that the pay-per-views would end up on Max. Now that I think they have their
The
entire
older
show
ones,
library from 2019 to 2024 on Max, but as of live pay-per-view, it's still on Max, and then likely they're still going to ask people to pay for it. And with the change that's going on in HBO Discovery and all that other stuff like that, who knows if they're still working on the technology to so
bro.
you can buy pay-per-views on that shit.
I was trying to watch that furry documentary that's on like True TV that was on Max. They took the Discovery shit off that app so fast. It's all gone. It's gone. It's legitimately just HBO now.
That's
That's great.
crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like it's all gone. Like I tried to watch 90 Day, got to get Discovery Plus now. Or I got to watch it on TV when it comes on. Like they took it off fast. That shows me that they're focused really on HBO stuff. I think AEW being on there is just kind of like a like just because they've been doing it, but the live
Yeah.
aspect of a lot of that stuff, I feel like is going to come off of that network very, very soon.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's baseball, there's hockey, so there's still a realm for sports
There's isn't there
on.
still NBA on HBO too?
Nah, they're
Uh,
gone.
they're gone. Yeah,
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's on CBS. It's on Peacock. No, not CBS. It's on Peacock now and Amazon. Peacock, Amazon, ESPN, and NBA
NBC.
TV. Yeah, and NBC. Yeah, that's essentially where you can view basketball in a month or two. They lost the NBA for whatever reason. They lost
They're
inside
idiots.
the NBA.
Yeah,
They lost
yeah.
and
all of
that's
it.
and that's why they're divesting because WB's movie and streaming department, they don't want no part of that failure. They don't want to eat that no more. That's their own thing. They're having a great year in terms of just like entertainment. The rest of that shit, they gotta have it. That now they got what stock car racing. I don't know what the fuck they got on, on TNT. I don't know what the fuck they got stock car racing in AEW. Like it's really looking like the TNN WWE on TNN situation where they're just kind of on a network on an island. So I don't know. We'll see where that lands, but WWE moving to ESPN, huge deal. We'll see what happens in terms of like Neil said, is this going to YouTube TV? What will that look like? A lot of people just need to get cable again. I think like we just fuck it. This is just cable all over again. Like
I
I
mean,
already got to watch 4 different apps to watch WWE. Like I would rather it be less, but I
I'm
also
like
like
that to watch NBA. To be honest with you, I'm heavy into NBA now, and I gotta get 4 different apps to do that.
yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm I'm fucked either way. Like I have to watch. I have to get certain apps to watch the Knicks only, like legitimately just the Knicks. Um, I can't watch them on NBA TV because they location block it because they want you to view it
Yeah,
on
they black it out.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, they want you to view it on whatever local syndicate that shows it. So you can't do that. So then you have to buy the fucking app to do this, or you just watch it on illegally or however the hell you want to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We're in this era of like television now where everything is everywhere and you need at least 4 different apps to be able to continuously watch the things that you watch like you did on cable. Like it's crazy.
Next up, Karrion Kross and Scarlett are no longer in the WWE, sparking 15 people to start a "We Want Cross" chant on Raw last night. If you didn't hear it, you didn't
I
hear
did
it.
not hear it, I'll be
I
honest.
didn't hear it to be honest with you. But it wasn't as loud as We Want Truth, but it sure was a and
Where
we
are we
got that.
where are we at with this Karrion Cross thing? I'll tell you this. Let me just take over here as
Okay.
the foremost Karrion Cross expert
Yeah, do
on
that,
the
please.
show. Uh, Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm 4K till I die. I will not be following him anywhere else he goes.
If he's not in WWE, you're saying.
If he's not in WWE. Because here's my thing. Karrion as a character is great. As a dude, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
I think that there's just so much with the actual in ring that just wasn't there, and I think that it's so interesting that people will shit on Jey Uso every single day, shit on literally anyone who isn't like Will Ospreay in the ring, but be saying that it's so fucked up that Karrion Kross isn't being re-signed or rehired. I don't know if it's a work. I don't think they should be tricking the fans this much. Like I think that
That's,
we've done. I think Seth is the peak of tricking the fans. I like Seth made sense.
They also
Carrying
can't
yeah.
do it right after this truth shit. Whether the truth shit was a work or not, they can't do another one right away.
Well, you
yeah
shouldn't be tricking niggas if they're not, whether they're getting job. Like you shouldn't be playing with. Oh, will he be employed? What if it become? What if a work becomes a shoot? What
yeah.
if they're
Uh,
like
Also,
That's
like
why I
actually?
don't
what,
think
so
it's a
like Seth coming, like Truth coming back is cool. Seth coming back is cool. What Karrion Cross comes back after we thought his contract was up, and does what? Like tells somebody that they're actually evil when they're a face. Like who?
yeah yeah. It just doesn't. It seems like too much work for this. You could just bring them back. I
Rusev
mean,
has the same gimmick, by the way.
and I have to think like even this is second time being released. Like if this was the case, like they just didn't find a place for him. Like it just didn't seem like there was going to be a place for him. He survived after his whole stable got released earlier this year,
Yeah,
and it was just like he got his Mania match or not his Mania match. He got his fucking
SummerSlam,
SummerSlam match. He got his PLE matches.
Saudi. Yeah, you got a Saudi bag. You
He
know what I'm
it
saying?
just
They
can
had
y'all really
Sammy treading water in this storyline.
they really did. And now Sammy's doing like a whole nother other shit outside of that shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it just seemed as though like it's one of those things where people are having this like crazy outrage over nothing. It seems like it's like, yo, if you really like him, go follow him. Go follow him elsewhere. But I'm really tired of everyone thinking that people should be like WWE champions or just be on the roster existing just to make you happy when they're not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like Karrion
Right.
could realistically go anywhere he wants. He go to TNA. He go to. I don't think he's gonna go to AEW. He's. I don't fucking know. They shouldn't be hiring him though. I think that they have enough people there.
Nah, they shouldn't be hiring. They wouldn't do. I mean, I don't think there would be much to do with him as far
I
as there.
low key he'd be better at TNA.
He really would. They
He
need like
would.
male like top talent there. He'd stay within the umbrella if he ever wants to go back. I think he'd be fine there. You know what I mean? Like I honestly he should just do movies or something like that. Like he could just be in a Scott
That too.
Adkins movie. Like he'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
great in a movie like an
hmm
action movie or something like that. I just don't think the wrestling thing might be where he need to be at. You know
And
what I
he
mean?
honestly,
Like
he's a decent actor too.
Right.
Like,
he
or
is.
at least like in promos and stuff.
He's a
Quick.
great character. I think that he put out a YouTube thing I did not watch. I will not watch where said, I cut that promo and they were upset and I'm like, yeah, because you were cussing up a fucking storm. They probably didn't tell you
Yeah.
Yeah.
to do that. Like, I
The
understand it,
YouTube video ready upon release was kind of
bro.
uh,
Again, worker, real worker. But
yeah,
like,
real worker, yeah, for sure.
I just feel like this outrage is just I just don't get it. Even as a fan of his, I just don't get it. Like I was
But
just like, you know what, we had a good time, but
Yeah,
you
but
like
I
can't.
don't see
I wish they'd found something for him, but like they I'm not gonna pretend like they got rid of like it's not like, oh, they canceled my favorite show and I was waiting to see what would happen. Like I had no idea what the fuck was going on with this guy.
Yeah.
yeah. I
And then
think
then the bell
uh
rang and it was like,
y-
oh,
yeah, I think realistically I don't know. I still think it's a work because I don't think there was too much applause from even in the Heyman interview with Hawani last week.
Yeah.
Heyman has given him like, his props and stuff like that. Like other people have. It's
And
just
Scarlett's post to me, was it, I don't know, yesterday or the day before, that like reeked of a work. It was not written the same way, but it was reminded me of Truth's. Just want to let y'all know I just got let go from WWE, which is like one of the funniest posts ever.
it just we've
Listen,
seen
man, his
you
shirts are for sale on Pro Wrestling Tees. That means he's officially let go. I have no idea
also
if that's true or not.
also yeah, it's definitely not they'll do whatever. But you look at this alongside like, and this is kind of still apples to oranges, right? But you look at it alongside Ashanti the Adonis, right? Who was real life releases like real life gone this week. And you kind of look at like the differences between how that was either written, portrayed, and how he kind of revealed all of it. And you look at the differences between Karrion Kross did. I'm like, this is kind of a work, to be honest with you. I'm not really, and to be honest with you, if it is, it feels like too much effort to be put into something. And this is kind of what I was talking about last week with like the idea of like we want to trick fans. And maybe it is the idea of like they want there to be surprises, right? But you now you're going the extra length, extra mile for what?
It doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. It makes sense for Seth. It doesn't make sense for Karrion Kross.
Yeah, the payoff isn't as strong. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying?
it doesn't make sense. Who's he gonna be?
There's nothing to pay off. He's involved in no storylines.
Yeah, essentially. Like he's
And
not a perennial contender. He's not even been close. He's
And also, who would be his foil in this sense? Who would it be? Like
like
everyone's kind of tangled up in their own thing. Like
and
it can't be
here's
LA
the
Knight.
thing, like, it's like, okay, like like, uh, uh, Cross is terrorizing Sammy because he's gotta get, he wants Sammy to admit that Sammy himself is actually, like, not a nice guy. Meanwhile, Rusev has returned to WWE to show people who they really are. Like, well, that's the same thing.
I,
The
I don't
same
think there.
shit.
I don't think there was a plan there. I really don't. But he's quote gone now. We'll see how this ends up. I just don't see room for like what they're trying to do, especially with like kind of the younger guys that are getting a lot more time on these like main shows now. You know what I mean? Like it just this doesn't make any sense. Next up on the list, oh man, WWE. They're doing it again this September. They're lining up another PLE to go head to head with AEW All Out. Rumors suggest that weekend it will be WWE Bad Blood going up head to head against AEW All Out. I think you know what it is.
with the
They
main
smell blood. They
the
smell blood
What
in the
weekend
water.
is
you
that?
gotta think the
The
20th of
20th.
Okay.
September. But the rumored main event is really the the cherry on the cake. It's what they're expecting. They're expecting that weekend to be Brock versus John
Cena.
Cena.
Yeah.
Okay.
um, which is going to be a major match to put against AEW All Out, which is going to be in Toronto, Canada. And everyone's also expecting for that pay per view the reunion of Edge and Christian for what whatever that means in 2025.
Is that a big
Uh,
deal?
it is like this is the
Dude,
whole build to this whole moment, right?
is that a big deal too, man?
God forbid someone gets hurt. I hope no one gets hurt on the way there. Just do it so we can end it and the career can end and everyone
How
can go
old
home.
is Edge, man?
He's
He's
like
Yeah,
51.
52.
he's
He's like
51.
52.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's basically what I thought.
Yeah, him and Christian, same age. You know what I'm saying? I think they. Well, I'll leave my Christian thoughts to myself. No one wants to hear it. But no, I mean, it's an interesting weekend. They're continuing to do these head-to-head things. They're continuing to counter program, as fans would say. Um,
Here's my thing. What's the overlap between a WWE fan and AEW fan that's such a big deal that there's two shows at the same weekend? Like, won't both audiences be served regardless?
yeah, I guess. I mean, one
Like,
of them
what?
you got to pay $50 for. So
Like, what's the overlap? Like for people keep saying it's counter programming. I'm like, there's no counter because there's no counter. Like WWE fans are not going to go watch AEW that weekend regardless. It's
yeah, I
just not
I
can't
gonna
mean,
happen.
imagine.
knowing, I'm obviously not as inundated, but from what I can tell, no one. There's almost no crossover.
Like
Yeah,
I just never seen it. I just never seen someone say "fuck, man." Like there's very few people outside of like TikTok and people online who will literally wrap their whole weekend around watching both of these shows. I will literally only watch one.
I mean, even when they had what NXT was it? What was the
Great
last
American
NXT?
Bash.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was like, listen, if this is, I mean, if this is a problem for AEW that it's up against this, like they've got some real fucking problems.
Because they're
It
not
ended
gonna
up
stop.
Yeah, it ended up not being a problem. Like NXT pretty much did nothing against that major, but it was their biggest show of the year. So it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah. I just
normal.
mean like the stuff you see about it online, like it's all it's completely like fan generated for themselves, as in my mind. like
Right.
the Karrion Kross stuff.
Absolutely. So, I mean, who knows what's going to come out of this? Again, it's another weekend where we got to probably do a double prediction or something like that. So it's just more work for us per se.
I mean,
uh,
and again, in terms of just like the weekend itself, like,
because it's happening again in like 2 weekends, like because they're going to
yeah,
do the NXT Heat Wave
Mhm.
and Forbidden Door, which happens like next weekend. The
yeah, next
weekend,
weekend.
yeah, next weekend. So it's going to continue happening at this point. I mean, they're not
Yeah,
gonna.
and they're gonna and WWE is going to keep running up PLE bags because that's where they get those record gates at, and they can sell more merch and stuff. Like they have the formula at this point. I think that ultimately, like Pat said, like if this is a problem for AEW, they need to try and fix the problem. And I don't know how they're gonna do that. I think that I really think
I saw someone online suggested that AEW should run New Orleans like around the week of WrestleMania, and I was like, yeah, they would be probably dumb to do that.
they
Uh,
shouldn't do that. But they're not bigger than WrestleMania.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe like a couple weekends before. Um,
You can't
Doesn't
do it.
WrestleMania always draw a ton of indie shit to whatever city it's in anyway?
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it
around
does,
the
but
time? So, like, you're telling me you're gonna do some other shit across the country?
yeah, but the AEW has for the most part begun to stop their wrestlers from doing any indie stuff surrounding the weekend. They'll
No,
do like
I
signings.
just mean, like, I just mean if you're doing it as counter programming, then not only is WWE in Las Vegas, everybody else is in Las Vegas also. So,
Oh,
what do
absolutely,
you
yeah.
like, you sitting in New Orleans is, like, not gonna help you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not at all. Terrible
Um,
decision.
I they got to figure something out. I think they smell blood in the water, and they're not gonna stop doing this shit. And I think that if you load a card up with Seth Reigns, Cena, Brock, and then some of the women doing something, that's a crazy card right there. The last year's Bad Blood was pretty stacked, so I would expect this one to be as well. Like last year's Bad Blood had that didn't have that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it had Punk and Hell in a Cell. It
Yeah,
had Roman and Cody versus Solo and Jacob, and Rhea versus Liv. A couple of really good matches.
yeah,
So
it was a great show, and then had The Rock come
The
back
Rock
for no
showed up.
reason.
Yeah, The Rock showed up to do absolutely nothing, contribute absolutely nothing to the
What?
programming of the show. He just did three things across his neck, and that was it. Absolutely,
Still not explained.
yeah.
Um, real quick, this Naomi injury, she was announced a couple hours before Raw last night of having an injury. Seems pretty serious as they did announce it on the show as well.
Hmm.
It seems as though they've already kind of. Here's my thing about it, and this is kind of touching on what happened on Raw before we get there. They seem to, in some way, be prepared for what was going on because the EO thing went without a hitch, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
the EO
yeah.
thing seemed like that was planned to have happened anyway,
Hmm.
regardless of anything. Like I didn't expect EO to beat Naomi last night anyway, but like the
No.
the the subsequent segments after were already building to whatever was going on, so they seemed to be ready for a plug
If
and play.
right, it felt like. I mean, I don't know if everything the post match stuff would have happened because it seemed to be the main event of the show, but it seemed like outside of Roxanne replacing Naomi, probably the exact same thing would have happened,
Yes,
no matter what.
yes, and I mean to be fair, Roxanne gets a very huge win, but like I think the Naomi injury has either been known about or it's something that
Well, they
I
said
would
that she was at Raw, and then so she made it to Quebec for Raw, and there had to be something pre-show that told them like, "Hey, she's not cleared to actually
exact
compete." So she
exactly.
right.
I don't know. I don't like to make sweeping generalizations on, what's happening with especially with the women going on out there. I will say I feel as though we'll know what's going on by next Monday or at least by the end of the week for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Um,
we'll see what happens. Stephanie Vaquera still owed a title match. So we'll see how
Yeah,
that goes
that's a
down.
Clash in Paris, right?
Yes, it's on the
yep.
Yeah.
31st.
So I mean, they ultimately, if she's injured long term, they didn't get enough time with it. But the Naomi's move to Raw after the cash in, I don't know. I guess it probably also helped SmackDown, only be 2 hours now. But I don't know. It was never the best fit to me, like getting her in on the uh Rhea and Io story.
Yeah.
Right. I think they had to move her because Liv got injured, and Liv was
Yeah,
the biggest heel on the show. So
Yep.
they needed someone to fill that spot because Raw didn't have any major heels outside of Becky, and Becky's currently in her Intercontinental
yeah,
title bag.
yeah,
Yeah,
So they needed Naomi to move for that reason
yeah.
for sure. And if
This
she's gone, it's even more questions up in the air of what they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
and
I
I
mean, this is I'm not to kick her while she's down. Naomi, I think on mic, she's one of the very worst.
Really?
I don't. I think she's so bad, man.
Huh. Interesting. I find her hilarious. I
I think
thought
she's
she's
funny. I think she's funny, and I think she sometimes leans into it, but other times I think she. I'm like, do you know what you're talking about?
I love it. No, it's
they're gonna
I
call
was
you racist, Pat. I'm just gonna sit back because they're gonna say, "Is it because she's black?"
well, it's
I'll say no.
Here's one more thing on that before we can move on. I think to Pat's point, they had to they were slowly moving Naomi out of that storyline anyway because she had pinned Rhea and she was on her way to pinning Io, and that would essentially send them to the back of the line again. Because I feels like Stephanie was her fall feud going forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Stephanie Velcro.
if she is injured, I would have Stephanie beat Rhea to win the title. I just do
I,
it at Clash.
When
uh,
does Rhea get it?
I
Or
think Rhea's beaten.
you think it's
I
just vacated and then up and vacant until Clash?
Yeah, I think it's vacated. I mean, they could do a triple threat with
Yeah,
Stephanie. They could do
yeah,
a fatal four with Stephanie in it. I think it doesn't have to be singular. I know people are probably gonna fucking jump out a window for me saying Stephanie should be Rhea, but like Stephanie has to beat somebody that's a big deal.
yeah.
And I think that if your plan is that Rhea's gonna move, then you should do that. And then especially if you're already working towards Asuka and Kyrie and someone else being top heels on the show,
Mhm.
you could go ahead and do that. I think that there
Stephanie
should
has so
definitely
much heat right now, man. Like,
she's good. She's it.
it's crazy.
And you can do Naomi Stephanie down the line still. You could
Mhm,
still do that down the
mhm.
line when there's time.
And
But
I think that's a better I mean, just off of the little interaction they've had, between, like, their group matches in the last few months and stuff, like, the Stephanie Naomi, like, their feud has way better chemistry than anything they have Naomi in right now.
yeah, for sure. Do we want to talk about this Tony Khan Briscoe thing? Do we have time, Meals, or do you want
I
to?
don't even know what this
let's
is, you guys.
well, do you want to skip it? We can skip it.
We can skip. I don't really give a shit. We already know Tony's full of shit. We know why you didn't put Jay Briscoe on the show. Stop acting like you want to do it now. John Cena's face turn is fully in effect.
Yeah.
And I guess we could lament now on the heel turn that led to this
Yeah.
because this is an all-time terrible booking decision that they
I've
did
been
this year.
I've been thinking of our don't ask me why I'm thinking our end of the year list in August. This is still probably one of the top things is turning John Cena heel. And realistically, we're not really gonna have much good words about it.
No. It, it's it's
Um,
it's it's realistically one of the worst booking decisions, most confusing booking decisions of the year, for sure.
other than making us fully appreciate John Cena. But I don't even know if that made us really fully appreciate. I think we like John Cena. Um,
I think it was listen, did it work? No. Could anyone have seen it coming after like The Rock and Travis Scott helping initiate it? Probably. But I think it is an intriguing idea that they ultimately among other things didn't give themselves enough time to do. Like you're telling me
mm,
we're counting down the dates, like we're approaching a single digit number of dates he has remaining and
yeah.
like we're still working on turning him back like that.
But there
It's everyone
isn't
knows he's
the
going to turn back. He's not gonna. We know he's not gonna leave as a heel.
right.
So it's just a little like it's like when you're waiting. You're like you're like all right. Well, I'm watching the season finale of something right now, and there's 10 minutes left. So I know all the shit I want to see isn't gonna happen this season.
Yeah,
Uh, you know.
it's an interesting with John Cena. I don't think as a heel they didn't really have enough to enough time to truly invest within the turn, nor like I guess creative space.
And again,
Um,
it didn't make any sense.
yeah, because I won't say he's never around, but he isn't when you have him on the show, you pretty much have to use him in segments doing something, and you can't really like further any real week to week storylines because he's not really there week to week. So with John Cena turning heel, it's also I feel like another situation. Can I check me if I'm wrong on this J5?
Mhm.
I feel like if H doesn't really want to do something, he doesn't really put his full effort into something.
No, no, that's absolutely the truth.
Yeah,
We've seen that
it's
countless times. Our truth.
yeah,
He
that's what
walks
I'm
around
saying.
backstage like when he
I
does want to do something, he's not gonna put his effort into it. And I think I go back to like January or something when we knew that it was probably going to be Cody Cena or at Mania, right? And I
mhm,
always said they should just turn him at WrestleMania. It'll be the biggest moment ever. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Then they did it in a random March, which led to like 4 weeks of really like good promos, but really awkward promos for your biggest babyface, which set Cody up for a very strange year. His year has been very strange. We're not talking about match quality. He is who he is. You know what I'm saying? We know he's gonna give it. He's gonna bring it every time. But like
mhm,
they set him back, and up until literally like last weekend. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He's
The
fully
boos at
back
the
to what he's
beginning of
gonna
that
be.
match were crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like it just didn't feel right. And I think that a lot of it had to do with like we got to see, regardless of what WWE Unreal tries to sell us, which is complete bullshit.
mhm,
This was something that probably looked like it was four different people, four different egos fighting to do this one thing.
mhm,
Someone won out, and then someone said, "You know what? I want out because I didn't get my way."
yeah,
And The Rock, we already talked about this. The Rock on McAfee's show flies in the face of what happened on that show. Like they, as much as they try and like make the narrative look, make The Rock look good, he still looks. It's still even more confusing when you
you
see
see
what
the
they said.
little like the Metal Gear Solid graphic of he's just like
Yes.
wow.
Wow. Like, yeah, fucking right, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like the Travis Scott thing fell apart after Rock left because The Rock was probably his shepherd into the
Yeah,
show. And Triple H doesn't know how to handle a personality like that because Travis Scott's fucking crazy. And you can't he's too volatile. He's not a Bad Bunny. He's not a Jelly Roll who seems completely into this. You know what I mean? Like he's Travis Scott who probably has the fucking mind of a 2-year-old, of a goldfish. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I think the heel turn netted us very few good things. I really did not like that Randy Orton match. I really did not like a lot of the matches he had on the way there. The CM Punk match was good.
The
It
punk
was
match
it
was good,
showed,
but then the thing with, like, he's just doing old versions of other people's promos, like, for what?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. It didn't seem and when you're at this point when you're doing the match announcements and you're saying in the city for the last time, people are not going to be like, boo.
they didn't even make him they didn't even make him any heel merch. That's how
Yeah.
you know he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, they just said, you know what, sans serif on the on the thing and let's get it cracking. I feel like yeah, the heel turn to me, the only thing I can say about it is maybe it made us appreciate John Cena even more because when he comes out at Summers, I truly felt like at SummerSlam, if you look at his entrance, I think he's about to cry. Like
Yeah,
he looked very emotional. It feels like every now moment that's coming in, it's starting to set in a way that normally doesn't happen for the very robotic, very you know, stoic John Cena
yeah,
who, you know, it is what it is, but it feels like every moment is beginning to set in. And this Friday on SmackDown when he came out, it just felt like, oh, we're back.
yeah.
Like
Fully
this is
back.
it. Yeah, this is it. I don't know why, match with Logan Paul. I guess I was like, yeah, all right, cool. I feel
They
like
see they see Logan as like a pillar of the show going forward. I get that. Like
make him
I see it.
we gonna have to make Logan world champion at some point because I feel like
Here's
he's just been
Logan's in a space where someone who's not in the company anymore was supposed to occupy. That is in my opinion. Like that would have been where Edge or somebody was supposed to face him. You know what I mean?
mm, you're
Like
right.
Jericho or someone. You know what I mean? Like somebody from his past. This is occupying a space that was supposed to go to somebody else. Like I don't get what like I get people being upset, but let's be realistic here. Like he's not gonna go over somebody that has actual stakes on the show for actually
Right.
losing them. Like he already did that for Austin Theory. He ain't doing that again. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna face someone that doesn't have actual stakes on the show. Like I'm not mad about the Logan Paul thing because there's actually story behind it. It's fine. They teamed up in June, whatever.
Mhm.
The entrance is crazy. The entrance is cold now, man. I love the entrance, bro. Like the black and white to the color gets a pop every single fucking city now because he's back. Listen, I'll do. Tyrese Halliburton had said the best thing about this. It was cool, but I'm gonna pretend like it never happened, and that's what we got to do.
Yeah, yeah,
We just gotta like that's what I'm willing to do. I'm listen. It's gonna go on probably the worst decisions of the year. We're gonna give it its lashings come
Yeah, yeah.
December, but I'm gonna act like this didn't happen. This is far worse booking than anything AEW's done all year. All right, like this is terrible booking for your legendary 17-time champion going out. You did a disservice to him, but y'all can make it up for him in these last 13 dates that he has left.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that Halliburton quote is like, it's like, listen, you love a band, they put out the best album ever, they put out another really good album, they put out a third album, it kind of sucks, and you kind of got to act like it's not bad, and then they
Yeah.
put out the fourth album, and you're like, this is good. That third album really sucked.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. We don't talk
Yeah,
about damn, you know what I'm
Y'all
yeah.
saying?
got, but here's the thing, they begged for the Cena heel turn. They finally got it. You
It's
got to see
too
him
too
do
little, too late.
You got to see him do it, do all of this shit, and he won a title at Mania. Again, we're gonna look back at really just this year in WWE is like a lot of just where the fuck were your heads at? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Also, our truth is back. Did you see that? It all you
Yeah,
know?
people being upset about that is like, who the fuck cares about R-Truth's character arc? I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Like,
We didn't want him back for some weird character arc shit. We want him back because he's funny
this
and
was
makes people
totally
laugh.
good payoff for
Yeah.
this.
It absolutely was. I was like, I don't really want our truth to be serious because he's not. He's. I'm not trying to act like we're going to erase the last like 15 years of him being a goof. So this is the best role that he plays. It's a shame he cut his hair and did what he is. Maybe get one of them YN little Scully beanie shits or something along those lines. But the moment between him and John Cena of like, hey, you were acting this way, and John Cena kind of turns it back on him. I thought it was funny. I thought it was like,
Yeah, I
okay,
thought it
let's
was
do it.
funny too. And listen, Truth getting the brief like hero moment that he had for like what 2 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Like it's like when you're watching an anime or like reading like Infinite Crisis or something, and it's like, oh, this like goofy side character like gets a crazy moment to like do something legit
it's
incredible. But then
TN
they
holding
implement.
down. It's TN
Yes,
holding down
yes.
Cell.
Yes, and then but guess what? They go back to being the regular ass guy after
Absolutely,
that.
TN gets
Sorry.
slapped and
That's how
that's
it
it.
is.
For sure. No, it is what it is, and he still had a match on SmackDown. Everything went as a hitch. Like John Cena being back is back. John Cena's back. KFC potato wedges is back. You know what I'm saying? We might be back. Not really though. Um, but it's a I'm happy for it.
yeah, all money ain't good money, man. Don't listen to the Rock, man.
Keep him awake. Keep God.
They're gonna bring him
I mean,
back for next year. I'm almost sure on the road to WrestleMania. To sell out Vegas again means they have to do more
so
than last year.
and before we get out of here, this was just announced this morning as well. The last two Saturday Night's main events of the year are um there's two dates being discussed, and that being December 13th and December 27th, with a SmackDown scheduled for the Friday before in Boston. So they're marketing those as Cena's last two appearances. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're looking at probably the 27th. I would do the 27th as his final appearance because there's no PLEs around that. You can end the year off with that fine,
I'm
and
sure
just
there's
make
an AEW PLE actually or
actually
pay per
World's
view.
End be then.
World's End usually is that last day in December.
World's End 2025. Are they gonna Saturday December 27th?
That's fucking funny.
So it's a hey man. I mean, why you having a pay per
Wow.
view on December 27th anyway? Like, read the
Wow.
room.
They're about to fucking piss in their mouths. And you know what they could do? They could make that Saturday Night's Main Event, not no commercial, because NBC would do it.
Oh yeah,
You could
listen,
you
John
you
Cena,
you could get
Goldberg is gonna be
Peacemaker,
sick, but sure.
you could get James Gunn to have WB pay for it. Like, you could do anything to get that ad revenue and just have somebody pay for it. They could pay for it themselves out of pocket just for that and make it be, non-commercial and then do you think Cena does a last match or does he do a last promo?
He's gonna leave us with a promo. He's gonna leave us with some words. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it ain't gonna
Like,
be
but
no
I think
Johnny
he's gonna
Cut
do. But I
Goldberg
think
off.
he's gonna do the match. He's gonna for sure do the match. It's gotta. I don't know who the match is gonna be against, but I think just do it against Cody. I don't know. That's what I would do. I would be like, all right, third time. Let's see what happens. You know?
I'd do it too. I'd do
What
it
you
too.
wouldn't do it? I mean, they don't have as much of a draw. You wouldn't do it with Randy or Punk instead.
No, I think
Nah, not
we.
Randy. Um,
I just hate that those two matches were like both bullshit.
yeah, just giving away.
Yeah, it just fucking sucks. Like that's like the gimmick of the heel turn making no sense is one thing, but like his final matches with these guys being bullshit is so hard to swallow.
Yeah, I did
I
not
think
like
that's
the
yeah.
opening.
That's. I feel like that's just the way
I mean,
it
that's
ends
just
up
how it
going.
is.
Sometimes,
Like what
yeah,
you
just the
know.
way it is. I've seen. We watched Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker at a WrestleMania once, and it was pretty unspectacular. And then Undertaker had one of his last matches against Goldberg, another terrible match. Um,
Yeah, I
but
mean, look at the end. The end of Kobe's career wasn't very great.
no, it wasn't.
Like it's you know.
And the end of LeBron's career is looking like it won't be very good either. Thank you guys for listening to the A Show. We're gonna switch over to Patreon. Thank you, Pafifi, for joining us on the public show. You're gonna be
Thank you
joining us
guys.
for our show reviews right after this. So of course, pay the $5. You can get that the rest of his views on these weekly shows as
It's
well as
worth it.
ours. It really is worth it. He reviews these shows in exhaustive detail every single week. So we'll talk to you guys next week on the A Show as we look to Clash in Paris and finding out what's going on with Naomi and what else is gonna be announced. But until then, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week on the A Show. Peace.